Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for joining me. First up, it's Women's Health Wednesday with Femme Medical and Spa. And today we're discussing losing weight during menopause, and Dr. Ashley Scott is here to break it all down. Then the B.L.A.S.T scholarship recipients join me in studio to share about their experience with the Black Lutheran Alumni scholarship team and what it feels like to win this award. Then a little bit later, it's Women's Wealth Wednesday with Foster Financial, and today we're discussing the Indiana Public Retirement System and retirement options for teachers. That and more happening now.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment sponsored by Femme Medical and Spa. Welcome back to Women's Wealth Wednesday with Femme Medical and Spa, and joining me is Dr. Ashley Scott to talk about some really good stuff. Hey there, doctor.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Good to see you again, as always.
Yes. Okay, so today we're going to talk about menopause, perimenopause, and why do women gain weight?
Okay, so this has probably become one of my most favorite things to talk about. So I'm always preaching to my patients that menopause is not just a hormonal shift, but it's a metabolic shift as well. And we are finding that these changes are happening even before women experience that last period. So probably mid to late 30s, the metabolic changes start to happen.
Okay.
So when I think about menopause, you know, it's a depletion of your estrogen stores. Estrogen does so much in terms of driving our metabolism. So this is not just a one mechanism of action of how this is happening. So estrogen helps to control, you know, our lean muscle mass. Once you lose estrogen, that lean muscle mass deteriorates, and that is metabolically active tissue. So if it is helping to increase, you know, our ability to burn energy, and you lose that, well, what are you going to do? You're going to start to store that energy as fat. Another thing that estrogen does is it directs our fat distribution. So when you're younger and you have lots of it, the fat is more subcutaneous, so it's more closer to the surface. It's easy to burn off. It's in places like your thighs, your buttocks, your hips. But as we get older, then you lose that estrogen, but we still have testosterone. And so there's a relative increase in that testosterone level. And so testosterone is what drives that fat to be deep, and it goes to that visceral fat. So that's that inflammatory fat that increases things like diabetes and hypertension and cardiovascular risk. So, yes.
That's fascinating. Okay, so you're saying that the levels of estrogen matters. So when people are younger, before they stop losing their period and they're on birth control, for example, birth control gives estrogen to the body. Is that right? Okay.
So it's just what birth control is doing is just helping to keep your levels in a steady state, because normally our hormone levels are cyclical, so they're increasing and decreasing throughout the month. But you know, this is very different even than when we're talking about that perimenopausal shift, because once those stores are depleted, that's when we start to see the physiological changes that are leading to this weight gain.
Okay, and so now there are different methods and things that people are doing, right, to try to help with that.
Yes.
So what type of, is it the hormone therapy? Is it weight loss treatment? Like what do you do to help people?
So I want women to be on both. So the estrogen, if I already said that all of this is happening as a result of estrogen loss, I want to give you back, you know, what you've lost.
Right.
So that will help to, estrogen is not like a weight loss medication, but it's going to help to fix some of those physiological changes that have led to the weight loss. The weight gain. But then, you know, that's when my obesity medicine license comes into play, and then we can start talking about weight loss medications. So there are oral agents, and then there are the injectables, which are the GLP-1s, which I happen to love because a GLP-1 works very synergistically with hormone therapy. So the mechanism of action of how the GLP-1 works. So a lot of people think, oh, it's just keeping me from, you know, wanting to eat, but it's doing so much more than that.
Okay.
So on the brain, it's telling the brain that you're full. It's also acting on that craving part of the brain. So the part of the brain where, you might, like you feel a dopamine release when you have a cookie or a salty food, something that you enjoy.
Right.
But if we can turn that part of the brain down, now your eating habits are different because the medication is impacting that part of the brain where, you get that excitement from eating the things that we shouldn't want to eat.
So what about the response? Because of course there's pros and cons to everything, but something in women in particular that have been reported is that they have muscle mass loss.
Yes.
So how do they combat that while continuing with these types of therapies and treatments?
So by utilizing estrogen or hormone replacement while you're on your GLP-1, estrogen will help to maintain that muscle mass. But in addition to that, we want to promote strength training or resistance training because, I am always focused on what did you lose? I'm not just looking at the scale. Did you lose fat? Did you lose muscle or did you lose both?
Right.
Because my goal for menopausal weight is not so much the number on the scale. It's I want you to metabolically be healthier while preserving your muscle mass.
And that little body scan that you have in your office is like, dee, 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 dee,
Yep.
dee, dee, dee.
So that's exactly what
It
it's
tells
doing.
you this information.
It's giving me that information, but then the other thing it's telling me is, okay, how much visceral fat do you have? If this is the fat that's inflammatory and this is what's increasing your risk of diabetes, I want to know those numbers. So, a lot of patients, they're just like looking at the number on the scale and I'm like, that's the last thing I'm paying attention to.
Interesting. Okay, so good. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Ashley Scott. Good to see you.
You too.
And if you would like more information about Femme Medical and Spa, we'll have their website listed below so you can learn more about how to get hormone treatment and also medicines that will help if you are gaining weight through menopause and perimenopause. And I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Femme Medical and Spa.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
Enjoy fun in the sun on Living Local 15. Become a tourist in your own city. Visit your favorite spots and have some fun with me. From kayaking to rappelling off a building, I show you ways to have an adventure in Northeast Indiana every weekday morning at 9 on Wayne 15. So join me, Jessica Williams, for Living Local 15.
Watch Living Local 15 with Jessica Williams weekdays at 9 on Wayne 15 and catch past episodes on wayne.com.
Education has the power to change lives, but for many students, the cost of pursuing higher education can be a significant challenge. That's where the Black Lutheran Alumni Scholarship Team, better known as B.L.A.S.T, is making a difference. They are based right here in Fort Wayne, and the organization was created to provide scholarship opportunities and support for African American students while honoring the legacy of those who paved the way before them. And joining me today are this year's recipients, Isaac Jomo and Faith Logan. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm so happy to have you guys here. First off, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, such a big honor. I know that only 2 students are chosen from Concordia High School, and you both have just excelled in your studies. And so I want to get to know you a bit more. So let's start off with you, Faith. What was that experience like when you learned that you earned this scholarship?
It was awesome. It was an honor when I got the call, and I think it's great that they chose me. It shows that they have potential in me, and it encourages me to strive for excellence.
I love that. Yes. And what about you, Isaac?
Honestly, it was just such a blessing to hear that. I'm just so grateful for this opportunity, and it just pushes me to continue my studies and academic pursuit, and just being that leader and being somebody that scholarships can reach out to and just look for me. And that is just such a blessing to have received that.
Yes, because we know the cost of college is high, right?
Yeah.
And so anything helps in that way. And so tell me, where have you decided, Faith, to go to school, and what will you be pursuing?
I have decided to go to Ball State for nursing.
Very nice. I love that. And so what made you want to pursue nursing?
I really wanted a career in healthcare, and I think nursing is very flexible. There's many jobs you can do with it. Like if I don't want to work in the ER, I can go to OB, or now I have a job in rehab. I really like that, so maybe a future in rehab.
Okay, very important type of work there. It takes heart and it takes passion, so that's great. And what about you, Isaac? Where are you going and what do you plan to pursue?
I plan to attend Butler University to study biology on the pre-med track. So after my undergraduate, I will attend likely IU Medical School or some other medical school to then further my passion in becoming a physician.
Okay, very nice. Okay, we have a little duo here, a nurse and physician. And so let's talk about your high school more, and just like as you experience those years, and you just graduated, right? So as you experience those years, how did your school really help you prepare for this next level of life?
Well, through Concordia, I took dual credit courses, and with those credits, they will transfer over to the nursing program at B.L.A.S.T. So I think that really helped a lot. I also got my medical assisting certification recently in May, and that really helped me want to pursue a healthcare education.
I love that. What about you, Isaac?
I think Concordia really prepares any student well for further academic success with rigorous courses and just high development with teachers and other students, just being able to bring you up and focus strong on your academics, but then also mentally just giving you that discipline and then growing you in a Christ-centered relationship. So, you know, no matter what happens with your academics, that you still have Christ as your rock. So I think that's the biggest thing that Concordia's helped me a lot with.
Amen to that. I love that that foundation is there.
Yeah.
So he will guide you no matter what. And so when you now have this opportunity to go off to pursue your dreams, what type of advice would you give to students who may be interested in applying for this scholarship, and any tips that you have for them for next year?
I would say don't be scared to apply. I know, like with the questions and everything, it might seem scary. Just really get out there, get to know the B.L.A.S.T team too. Usually at Concordia, they'll have like a lunch where they come in and you can get to know the team.
Nice.
So I would say don't be afraid to reach out if you have any questions or anything.
Perfect.
Yeah, definitely just put yourself out there, you know, talk to people, figure it out, and then it doesn't hurt to apply at all. It takes some time, but, you know, it's worth it, absolutely. It is such a blessing to be able to be in this experience and receive this opportunity.
Yeah, and what do you all think of the history of this organization, really, and the leaders that came together to build B.L.A.S.T? I mean, it seems like such a really great support system.
I think it's great that the African American alumni from Concordia made this scholarship to basically honor their parents for sending them to Concordia, because Concordia can be a little expensive. So.
Yeah, I love that.
I think it is pretty cool, just that team of African American Concordia alumni, just being able to do that and then support further students, because yeah, it is a difficult route, especially going into college. It can be pricey, it can be difficult, but just having that support system and people to help you out throughout that, I think that is an amazing thing.
Yes, it is so amazing. And I just want to wish you both just so much success in your future. You both are so bright and so lovely, and I'm just so happy that you were able to receive this type of award, and congratulations to you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. And if you would like more information about B.L.A.S.T, we'll have their website listed below so that you can see the qualifiers to apply for this scholarship for next year. And I'll see you after the break.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
Do you want to know the best places to go to eat and drink around Northeast Indiana? Well, join me, Jessica Williams, for Living Local 15, weekdays at 9 a.m. as I take you inside of the best restaurants, new and old, explore their menu, and of course, mix up some cocktails. Where will I go next? Well, you'll have to watch and see, but I want to know, where do you recommend I go?
Keep up with Jessica Williams on Living Local 15, weekdays at 9.
This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. Welcome back to another Women's Wealth Wednesday with Foster Financial. And if you are a teacher, listen up, because today we are talking about your retirement system. And joining me today is their Vice President, Caleb Doan. Hey there, Caleb.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so what is the topic today? Because I know that teachers are under a very unique type of retirement system.
Yeah, so I mean the Indiana Public Retirement System, it's kind of like a family of retirement plans. So there's a lot of different kind of flavors of it, depending on, you know, whether you're a teacher in a certain school district or a different public employee. But there's a lot of ins and outs to kind of be aware of in this plan. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the retiree health insurance side of things, because I think that's sometimes a big hurdle or a big unknown for a lot of folks, especially if you're retiring before 65 when Medicare starts. So probably the biggest thing that you lose outside of your paycheck when you retire is your health insurance. And so that doesn't, you can't qualify for Medicare typically until 65. And so a lot of people are waiting until 65 to retire, but there are some retiree health benefits in some of the Indiana Public Retirement System plans that can be helpful. Okay,
so go back for a second. So you're saying that the health insurance ends with your company when you retire. But Medicare does not kick in until 65. So what you're saying is that although people can retire before 65, people are waiting until 65, but you're saying that there's another option.
Yeah, you can retire before 65, but then you got to plan for private health insurance, or maybe there might be retiree health insurance benefits through work. A lot of people are anxious or kind of concerned about that gap if they retire at 62, you know, until they turn 65, they're like, I don't really know what to do for health insurance. Sometimes there are benefits within the Indiana Public Retirement System that people can take advantage of.
Okay, so what is the plan like?
So some retirees have the option for retiree health insurance, depending on how long you've worked there, your tenure, vesting, all of that kind of stuff. But a lot of times you have the option to still stay on the health insurance that you were on while you were working. You just have to pay out of pocket for it now, as opposed to it being subsidized through work. You have to pay out of pocket for that health insurance. And it can be really good health insurance. You know, the same health insurance that you had while you were working, but of course now it's costing you out of pocket, which can of course be a hurdle for folks. But some Indiana Public Retirement System benefits include HRA accounts, so health reimbursement arrangement accounts. You can use those for premiums oftentimes for the health insurance benefits that you might get while you're retired. And so we've used those type of accounts to pay for the premiums, or sometimes someone just has enough money saved up in retirement and we use that to pay a $750 monthly premium or $1,000 monthly premium. So it can be expensive, of course, to do it that way. But if it allows somebody to retire earlier and start, you know, living their retired life, it can be a really good option to take advantage of.
Interesting. So I guess they really have to decide on what their health situation is like, how much that they would personally need to spend on their health care. Now, typically, if someone has a pension, if a teacher has a pension, are those types of health care plans that you're mentioning in that type of benefits package?
Yeah, it certainly can be. I mean, the pension is kind of one aspect of, you know, the retirement package. The retiree health insurance can be another aspect. So it's not always the case that if you have the pension, you also have access to the health insurance, which is why there are many situations where if somebody doesn't have the option to stay on their employer insurance after retiring, we look at an Affordable Care Act health insurance plan. Now, there are pros and cons to that as well. Usually for the ACA plans to be affordable, you need to get a subsidy. And in order to get that subsidy, you have to keep your income below a certain threshold every single year. And so there are a lot of retirees that we have, you know, if they retire at 62 and they can't get on Medicare till 65, we need to keep their income pretty low for those few years so that the health insurance is affordable.
And so how would they know if they do apply to these plans?
Yeah, so I mean, usually there's, you know, when you sign up at work, you're choosing between a few different options in the Indiana Public Retirement System. There's plans that are a little bit more pension heavy. There's plans that are more, you know, 403B match heavy. And then there will be certain retiree health insurance benefits, or there won't be, depending on the plan that you choose. And so usually there's, you know, in your HR portal, you can kind of go to see the benefits that you have. And that's what we look at when we take on a client. We do a financial planning process. We do fact-finding calls to see what are the options that you have, what's going to apply to you and when's the earliest that we can help you retire.
Yeah, I love that. Fact-finding calls.
Yeah.
They go in and do the research. Well, good stuff. Well, thank you so much, Caleb.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. And if you would like more information about Foster Financial and their fact-finding, we'll make sure that we include their phone number below so you can give them a call to start your financial planning. And I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group. Go to the Living Local 15 page on WANE.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15. Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.